Louis and state leaders are working to sort out what is next while the city sheriff sits in jail. A federal judge revoked Sheriff Alfred Montgomery's bond on Tuesday. The question is who picks the next sheriff if the current one is removed.
Investigative reporter David Amilati sat down with Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe for an exclusive interview. The governor says he will do what's best for St. Louis.
I think it's time for the sheriff to resign. We need to move on and get new leadership in that office.
He's been very clear that he's not going to resign. I think that's been abundantly clear.
I'm still hoping that he will decide to step aside so we can get on with the process of appointing his replacement.
If you ask members of the St. Louis Board of Aldermen, it is clear who picks the next sheriff if current Sheriff Alfred Montgomery resigns or is removed from his elected position.
If there's a vacancy in the department, the Board of Aldermen gets to pick the sheriff's replacement.
Board President Megan Green tells First Alert 4 investigates if the sheriff is removed, the Board of Aldermen would have to pass a resolution to appoint an interim sheriff and have an election in 10 weeks' time to elect a new sheriff.
All of the case law that we have looked at points to the Board of Aldermen as the appointing authority, and at least twice in the past when this exact situation has happened, the Board of Aldermen has been that appointing authority.
But Attorney General Catherine Hanaway disagrees who gets the pick. If the sheriff is removed, who picks the replacement?
The governor.
No one else.
My view is it's the governor.
There'll probably be multiple opinions should that day come, and I think it's time for that day to come, and we'll work through that.
Governor Mike Kehoe tells First Alert 4 investigates he and Mayor Spencer disagree on some policy, but agree what's right for St. Louis. And if the sheriff is removed from office, he says he's confident in whoever he or the mayor selects.
If it's Mayor Spencer's pick, I think she knows what St. Louis needs. She would be great. If it happens to be my pick, I'll work with the mayor to figure out who we both feel is the right person.
We asked the governor if the sheriff should go from an elected position to an appointed position in the future. He says that should be up to St. Louisans.
I think in this case, because those four core duties are tied to the system, the logical choice is to let the 22nd Judicial Circuit make that decision.
For Alderman Matt Devote, he says it's exactly what he wants to see changed in the city charter and state law in hopes of avoiding further controversies with this sheriff's office.
I am willing and I am ready to work with the folks in Jefferson City to make that happen, to do what needs to be done here at the municipal level, the county level, to have our office be an appointed office.
In downtown, David Amilati, First Alert 4 investigates.
An attorney for Sheriff Montgomery told our investigates team again today that the sheriff will not resign. But if Montgomery is removed, determining his replacement could get messy. That's because there's no clear process. Mayor Kara Spencer saying, quote, "It's a complicated web of regulations, and while there are a lot of opinions, the only thing that is clear is that it's not actually clear who has appointing authority in a case of a vacancy in the St. Louis Sheriff's Office." Our investigates team has continuing coverage of Sheriff Montgomery and the legal cases against him. You can find those stories on our First Alert 4 news app and at firstalert4.com.
Tomorrow.